Is all this making the podcast?
Probably not.
No. Okay.
We'll see. The cutting room floor is a fickle bitch. Greetings and/or salutations, and welcome to Imbibe Cinema. The Imbibe Cinema podcast is brought to you by the Blue Whiskey Independent Film Festival, otherwise known as BWIF. I'm Jonathan C. Leggett, along with my co-host,
Trisha Leggett,
as well as our producer,
Michael Newens.
And today we are joined by special guest,
Matt Lewis.
Woo! Who is actually the one who recommended this week's film. In this episode, we are going to be discussing the 2015 psychological horror, The Invitation. The cocktail we are imbibing is called Dangerously Delicious. It is a margarita topped with a Cabernet Sauvignon. I know. The recipe as well as pictures are available on our website, imbibecinema.com. In addition to this podcast, we also offer a variety of short and feature-length independent films that you can enjoy for free. But when you become an Imbibe Cinema member, you can get access to the monthly limited releases. To learn more and begin your membership, visit imbibecinema.com or download the Imbibe Cinema mobile app, available on the App Store and the Googles of Play. All right, Matt, what was it when, hey, any independent films or films that you would ever want to discuss on a podcast? This was like your first one that you threw out on there. What was it about this film?
So the Netflix algorithm can only get you so far.
That's fair.
So I used Google, as one naturally would. And one night I said, good thrillers on Netflix. And it took me to, it might have been collider.com or something. And I was just scrolling through, and then I saw this movie, and the tag was something like, man, returns to the home that he shared with his ex-wife for a dinner party. He just smells something's going on, and yet nothing's going on, and it continues to grow and grow and grow. And then also, John Carroll Lynch is in this film, who's one of my favorite character actors.
God, yeah.
So it was kind of a 1-2 punch of, okay, I'll try this one out. And it was only an hour and 40 minutes, while I feel like most movies now are closer to 3 hours. So there was just like, lots of things going for it. And then I sat down and watched it, and I loved every second of it. And because it's an independent movie, when people are like, hey, do you have a good recommendation? As well as, most people probably haven't seen it. And the feedback has always been, that was a great movie.
Yep.
So that's how it worked.
Okay.
I specifically love that you bring up John Carroll Lynch, because I specifically remember watching this with Trisha and her specifically going, oh, God, anytime that gentleman is in a movie, it's not going to go well.
like it's gonna be great and he's gonna be intense, but he's always gonna be a character you're like, oh no.
Shit.
Oh, no. He's just one of those actors where it's like, he's going to do amazing.
I don't know about you guys, but when you see a character actor that you may not know their name off the top of your head, but you're like, oh, I love this person. You have like this association with them. And my first thought is always like, I always feel like this is somebody I can feel for and be terrified of. And that's like my first thought. I was like, oh no, ooh.
Which is, again, only funny because he played Mac McDonnell in The Founder.
Oh yeah.
And
Which
he played,
not scary.
No.
and he played the doting husband in Fargo.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. That's right.
And he was Twisty the Clown in American Horror Story.
Well, I have not
great
seen
show.
that.
Did not see those yet. Yes.
I have a question. Thrillers are kind of your thing, right?
Yes.
Just to give us like a frame of reference, do you have like top 2 or 3 off the top of your head that you can think of? You're like, oh, I love this one and this one, or or this got me into the genre, or like this is one I'll see over and over again. Ooh. You don't have to have like this is all of my ranking of all time, because we know that's everybody's list
and it's
changes.
in flux, I feel.
Right.
Depends,
Everybody changes, right? Yeah.
I feel like I'm on the letterbox TikTok.
Okay. While we're
what are your favorite 4 right now?
Right.
Right.
Which I have thought about.
Microphone to your head.
I don't like the horror films where there's such a reliance on jump scares.
Yes. Sure.
I can't do that.
Yeah.
If it's, I could do creepier. Maybe just
Right.
like, kind of getting into that
Well,
realm.
because like Hitchcock had the whole thought, and I mean, this works for Jaws as well, right? The idea is we are more scared, like we can scare ourselves more
Yes.
than anything you put on screen. You show the monster right away, we will desensitize,
Right.
and the monster won't be scary. But things like The Mist or anything where you don't necessarily see the monster, but it's built up, and then you're scaring yourself long before you get anything else.
Yeah, it's like a mix between what the filmmaker is giving you and what you're doing in your own imagination.
Yeah, I think that there's so many movies now, regardless whether it's horror or anything, it's so on the nose. There is not much that is left to the imagination, I feel like, in some ways. Like, there are so many movies that I think have been good, but like it just hammers
It beats
what
you
they
over the
want
head.
you to see, as
Correct.
opposed to what.
Well, and
what
then
they
you've
want.
got
Yeah.
formula, right? You've got there is a certain way that they are done, and even those that break free from that, they tend to do a nod to the formula.
This was something that we talked about before you hit record. You believe that this film, The Invitation, is a horror film.
Yes.
I don't believe it to be a horror film.
Okay, so what is the difference between? Because you're saying
Now,
it's
I
a
will say
thriller.
the third act / climax, it does get into that realm.
Yes.
So
It has a number of tropes
yes, it does.
that are horror.
But I don't think of it as a whole as a horror film. Like from beginning to end, it's not a horror film.
More
See-
of like a mystery or suspense.
at least
well, 'cause
what
you're
it's-
trying to figure out what's going
Correct.
on. Like
Which-
why is everybody was so weird? What is this
But
called?
Which is
all
why
that
it
is-
is noted as a psychological horror.
Sure.
And
And
yeah,
it's a weird. There's so many
you know,
genres and
and
ways
this-
you can take
Genres
these.
of genres.
and the
blending of
movie
genres.
that
Hybrids.
this reminds me of is Coherence.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
which very much so. Yeah.
And that movie was very intriguing and suspenseful and kind of like, well, wait, what is reality?
You
right?
think Coherence is horror?
No.
Oh, okay,
No,
okay.
and that's the thing. This is where we step away from horror.
Okay. According to Wikipedia, this film, The Invitation, was only made for $1 million, and I think that actually even speaks more to the effectiveness.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For
that
sure.
it's all about the dialogue. It's all
Correct.
about these conversations with each other
Yes.
and with the people that have put on the party. So there's Eden and then there's David.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You
Michael.
can tell
who's
something's off with them.
Yeah.
Right. And of course with Eden, like she knows these people and all of them are like, what's going on
Yeah.
here? And just like they slowly introduce all these weird things that
yeah.
have brought them peace, but yet it's obvious that it's just very weird.
The tone of the film from beginning to end, the tone and the pacing are so well done. My example, there's a point where he just calls, and we're all from his point of view, right?
Yes.
He calls out like, Choi, where is he? Where is he? And he has this whole confrontation, ready to expose them for whatever scary thing they're up to. And then Choi shows up, and in that moment, you're like, okay, wait a minute. Is he the crazy one? Like,
Yep.
they did such a good job of that you're like, oh, are we watching the point of view of the person having the disconnect with reality? Is this what, like, because that's one interesting idea. If you like totally separate from reality, if you snap, that the world seems like a horror movie and really it's quite normal.
Yeah.
So for a moment, I'm like, oh no, what movie are we watching? And it really had me like question reality.
Yeah, there's a lot of MacGuffins. There's a lot of gotchas. There's a lot of moments where you're like, okay, I didn't see that. Yeah, very, very, very enjoyable.
And even the things that are setups, like the Red Lantern. When we make a moment of watching the Red Lantern, I'm like, well, that's important. It has to be,
Yep.
but I don't know what
it's
it
going to
is.
be yet.
And then when the reveal happens, you're like, oh, so well done.
One of my, I actually watched another movie just recently. It's called The Assessment. It's with Elizabeth Olsen, Alicia
yeah.
Vikander,
Ooh.
and again, smaller film, but more than anything, it talks about the world that they live in so extensively, but you don't see anything.
Okay.
And what I loved about The Invitation, especially at the very end,
Yeah.
Yep.
it's like, what I came in my head is like, there's like 10 more movies out there or 10 more stories of like
10 would be low because of the sheer fact that they call out that they are huge in New York and LA.
Exactly.
Right.
So it's like, it's not even just this
I was
area.
like, what happened in
It's
that house?
everywhere.
What happened in that house? What happened in that house?
Right.
So kind of bring it to that point. I love those things.
And it answers questions that I had in my head the whole movie. And this is one of the things that will get me is I will have these questions that it's like, okay, you put this out there. Where does it go? And there are a lot of movies where they like, they're throwaways. They have no point. But one of the things that got me was why invite the friends? Like, okay, invite the ex-husband because you've shared this pain together. And he obviously needs help with his pain. That is something you share this solution you found for this massive amount of grief. I get that. But then the friends.
They wanted to bring the people that they love, their chosen family, into this higher level of existence. I think is ultimately what they were trying to achieve.
See, but that's that kind of cult thought. This is where I get confused because obviously this is something that they were, what's the word? Indoctrinated. They were, this was something that they went to the edge of where we all are and went, oh, I'll cross this line. But they, and yes, there are ways of seducing people over there, but these people didn't even get the pitch. Really? I mean, briefly, but they never signed up for it. They never said yes.
Yeah. I have a hot take or theory on that one, and it is the sheer fact that they were also present for when the child died.
Oh.
So they're all part of that.
Yeah.
So that
They're all part of that.
So that
grief
at least
of
in
that.
Eden's head, they're all part of the grief of that. And for her to achieve full enlightenment or whatever, she needs to take them with her.
Or
that's like
right.
What resonates with me is that, of course, with any cult, they evangelize. And so they want to, spread their beliefs as much as possible. So that's where my head was going.
Right.
On
And
that
talking
front.
it out now, I could go, okay, well, then the friend that said, okay, I'm out.
Clary.
I don't think
I
she-
wanted to
I don't
talk
think
about
she got
that.
out.
I don't think
No.
so either.
Trisha said
I
the same
wanted to
thing,
know
but I
what you
wanted
guys
to
thought,
see
too.
something. I wanted her body
Because
somewhere.
Pruitt because it's Pruitt, right?
Yeah.
That goes out and like walks just like
He's
out
like, I
of
just
frame.
want to talk to her. Just had a question.
She was done. She didn't drive away.
No.
Not a chance. Not with Mr. Pruitt on the scene.
No.
Yeah, he did seem a little eager to help everyone along.
Well, and how weird is it that like he talks about how his wife died.
Right.
And
Right.
then not long thereafter we have like almost the exact same like incident happen.
I love that MacGuffin. Just the turn of that, how that whole scene plays out. They did such an amazing job of the suspense and really driving in that moment. And the sheer fact that it's like, oh, she's not breathing. And you're like, wait, what? And then all of a sudden she's breathing. You're like, what the fuck are they talking about?
And then
like,
you know.
Oh.
Because she's
was
the
such a
only one who
great
drank.
job.
And then when they showed the drink, she was the only one you saw drink.
Yep.
Right. Yeah.
So yeah. No, that was really well done. Anyway.
Did you answer the question on
Yeah, no, you
on
didn't.
your
I don't-
films?
Marinating.
I don't think she hit him with those right away,
then
and then
Trisha
immediately Trisha
left
it out.
field.
Yes.
Ninja
So,
smoke
well,
bomb.
this-
I wanted him
so-
to have time.
Yes, I think the reason why I like psychological thrillers so much is that it's a step down from horror in terms of, intensity, gore, jump scares, but you're still like, I mean, you can't wait to see what happens.
Keeps you on the
next.
edge.
Right.
Yeah, so that's why I always try to find thriller. Now again, Netflix algorithm, they'll say something that's a thriller that is like
Not.
not.
Yep.
Either one way or the other. Like, no,
Yeah.
this is
This is too tame, and this one, why would you tell me this is just a thriller? I just shit myself.
Right, exactly. So, so in terms of ones that come to mind, I actually watched again not too long ago, Copycat.
Okay.
Sigourney Weaver, right?
Sigourney
Yeah.
Weaver and Holly Hunter. I mean, a 90s thriller to the nth degree in fashion, in technology, and everything in between. But it actually is very, very effective. I go to Fincher. So, like, The Game,
he's so
7.
Oh, very good.
Trisha loves the game.
Yeah.
Yes.
And 7.
Those were the three that came to mind immediately. There's plenty of others, I'm sure. I'm sure they're I have DVDs of them on my bookshelf that I can't visualize right now. Those are good examples.
One of the things I do like about psychological thrillers is they do get you to question reality where things are off or pushed to the limit, and it's like, well, how would I behave, or what would and then there's always that person where you're like, they're so annoying, or what's scary, where you're like, that shouldn't be scary, but it is. Obviously, like dolls, clowns, these things shouldn't be scary. Really overly chipper, happy people. Sadie, from the get-go, when you meet her, you kind of like cringe. It's like, there's something really wrong with you. And she's just happy to be there.
But the moment you meet her, like, she's also like pantsless, isn't she?
Yeah, that's how she kind of shows her. Yeah, there's always someone like that at a party. You really sit down and think about it.
Yeah. Sure. Yeah.
And
It's usually me.
And I usually just do whatever I can to either be in a different room, different floor, in the backyard. Like I do what I can to try to avoid those, because that's just a lot of energy I don't want to have to exert.
The people that step out of line are the ones that die. Like, oh, you're on the list and you're going to go first.
But nobody had sex in this film.
No, but no, it's bad behavior. It's
so
bad
sex in this one
social behavior.
Was making out.
Oh,
right. And then the girl, the first to die, is the friend that's all like, yeah, I'll take the cocaine.
Gina, yeah.
Yeah, Gina's the first.
And makes out with the crazy girl.
Right.
Yeah, Sadie,
yeah. So she's crossing social norms. And we're like, well, she's first on the chopping block, because it's like, she's like, I'll take the illegal drugs. And they're like, that one's dead. Yeah. And those are typical, like, standard tropes, right?
Right.
So, do we do spoilers on this podcast?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Constantly. Once again, reminder, please watch the film, drink the cocktail while watching the film, and then listen to us.
So the people that survive, I thought it was very interesting that it's the main character, the girlfriend, and then the gay friend.
One of the gay friends.
Who's now traumatized on a whole new level.
Yeah, Trisha, like, specifically when he, like, comes to their age, she's like, oh, he's dead. And I'm like, I don't know yet.
No, and this is how I watched the movie at that point. I'm going to be sewing, and
Yeah.
I will listen. Tell me when he's dead.
Tell me if he's dead, when he's dead.
And the actor there did a really good job, but all I saw was the guy from SVU. Because he's the...
Mike Doyle.
Yes, he's the crime scene investigator for like many of the early seasons. So again, did a really nice job in his role that he was playing of like trying to keep people back down to earth, right?
Yes.
But I always wondered what led to him surviving.
Well, I mean, the odds that the only people to survive would be the couple that came in.
Yeah.
Just something to throw it off. One of the things that I really love, obviously, is foreshadowing, and I think the coyote in the beginning is so well done, because first it sets you on edge, right? From the beginning, you're like, oh, and I don't know why. And again, tone. Right. It was really uncomfortable. It was really, really heartbreaking. I was really emotionally upset over this coyote.
Yep.
And yet it's a mercy, right? You're putting them out of their misery. And then that's what the whole movie is.
That's what the whole movie's about.
Yep.
It's so well done.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yep. My personal favorite was, after watching that scene, I remember the fact that you and I had gone and seen Death of a Unicorn.
Our friend Nick Muir was like all about seeing this movie.
Yep.
I was like, there really was nothing else to see.
Yes,
at that
that's
time,
fair.
Because that's the worst thing about your birthday being in March is that there's not a lot of good movies in March. I feel like, at least somewhat. And in any case, he was all about seeing this movie. I'm like, fine. I get a margarita after this, and it actually ended up being way better than I thought it was going to be.
Yeah.
Way better.
Rudda and Ortega were fantastic.
I feel like
the movie was enjoyable, entertaining.
was
we
funny.
laughed. Yep, we laughed a lot.
Yeah, it's got horror.
I have not watched the movie, but I have to say, how did you phrase it? It was much better than you thought it would be, right? I feel like that's like all Paul Rudd movies, because when you really think about it, you think about it, all of his movies are like, and then you see it and you're like, oh, that's much better than I thought it was going to be.
That friendship movie, like that last one that he did, like with like
the
bromance
Friendship.
movie.
Right.
Yeah, Friendship.
That's what it's called,
I
right.
really want to see that one.
Yeah.
In any case, the horror comedy go bad really fast.
Yes.
I just saw the trailer for
Anaconda.
Oh,
I haven't seen it yet.
I have completely written off like even the fact that Jack Black and Paul Rudd star in this movie. I was like, there's no way
That movie
I'm
was
gonna go
terrible
see this.
in
Exactly.
the 90s.
was.
I mean, it's not even
But
90s.
this trailer-
John
This is
Voight
a
winking
bad
after
movie.
being like regurgitated. Oh yeah, it was just so
You-
stupid.
So bad.
During the break, you should watch this trailer because
Maybe we will.
It has converted me. I completely am all in on seeing this movie.
there are
Okay.
a lot of good
Interesting.
movies coming out, though. I'm very excited about
2025 was a
movies.
good year, I feel.
It's like we
I feel.
finally got
There's some
back
good
from the
ones, yeah.
pandemic.
For
We finally
movies.
got back.
What?
I said for movies.
Yes.
We're going to take a few moments.
I agree.
Yeah. We're going to take a few
Fiction
moments to
done
fill
well.
our glasses and get ready to imbibe more after this. The Blue Whiskey Independent Film Festival exhibits short and feature-length motion pictures that utilize story elements in a new and exciting way. Our official selections are a carefully assembled blend of imaginative, sophisticated, and full-bodied stories. This is what our name represents. With audiences expect to experience character-driven independent cinema that is fueled by the filmmaker's passion for the art of visual storytelling. Filmmakers can expect an intimate festival experience where their personal story is valued as much as the one projected on the big screen. I'm Jonathan C. Leggett, and I'm here along with,
Trisha Leggett.
also with,
Michael Nowens.
and the "and" credit goes to...
Matt Lewis.
Enjoying this podcast? Please subscribe or follow us on your favorite podcast providers to get new episodes as soon as we release them. Rate and leave us a review to help us reach that larger audience. You can also follow Imbibe Cinema on Facebook, Instagram, and Threads.
They talk about this movie having actually had a more star-studded cast initially, like Zachary Pinto and
Zachary
Quinto.
Zachary
Sorry.
Quinto. Not the
Quinto.
car. Not the
Yeah,
car.
Pinto's a car.
Pinto.
I was thinking pinto beans.
Ooh.
Okay.
Speaking of tequila.
Anyways, they were going to have bigger names, and then they changed.
Well, and it's probably for the better,
Better.
because it would have been too many big names, I feel, in
think
a
it
movie like this.
distracted.
And
Yeah.
it's supposed
really
to be,
going on.
right, an intimate movie and regular people. And,
And
we
it
talk
really
about,
gives
like,
them the opportunity to shine.
Yes.
Right.
Like,
and the
That's a good
dynamics here. We talk about how this film, the sense of intimacy is a big part of the film, right? Because grief is very intimate, but also you have a very small setting. I mean, they're really it's
very tight.
yeah.
mhm.
Yeah.
And you have these people who've known each other forever, but haven't seen each other in a while.
Yes. It reminds me of like that time post college and like the couple years after college where life starts to happen and you start distancing yourself, but like the love stays there when you're together. All you want to do is just relish in those moments because they happen less and less. That was something that really resonated with me in this movie. And like even when they would sit down and the way they would lean on each other and you know just all that.
Yeah.
There you could tell there was just no effort with this group. That they all felt completely safe to be who they are, you know?
I do wonder, if that was something that needed almost like an exercise beforehand, go to this cabin or whatever and just enjoy a weekend and then come back and do this movie. And then that
actually do the
stuff is
movie,
just
right.
kind of
Yeah.
natural because you've gotten so comfortable with one another that
Yep.
it's that just becomes second nature.
Or if they rented the house and
Sure.
had them all stay there together.
You hear the stories like, I loved being a part of this cast. Like you feel that in the movie as well.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah, for sure.
So like it's interesting the dynamics of how the group works.
Well, and just in the couples as
Yeah.
well, to your point. Like here, she's really kind of like left to her own devices for a lot of the movie. Will is wandering the house, understandably so. Putting myself in her shoes, like
Right?
what a weird experience.
Yeah.
And at the same time, she seems to know everybody else other than
Yeah.
the ex-wife. Like she's able to fit in. She chameleons real well with everybody else and seems to have very easy, nonchalant
Right.
energy with all of the rest of the players in it.
And there's one scene, it's on the stairs with Will and
Claire.
Yeah. Where she talks about how I wanted to give you your space. I don't want you to think I didn't care. I wasn't thinking
Yes.
of you. I was thinking, and how tricky grief is.
Yes.
Because you talk about like when somebody dies, you have that immediate, everybody comes in and they're like, we will feed you. We
Yep.
will like do whatever you need us to do. We
Yep.
will help clean out stuff or move stuff. And then after that, everybody just disappears.
Moves on with their lives.
And it's because like they just don't know how to interact, and
Yeah.
they're afraid. There's that thought of like, oh well, we don't want to bring something up because you seem to be doing well right now, and I don't want you to like we walk on eggshells because if you're laughing, I don't want to be the reason you're crying.
Yeah.
And if you're crying, I don't know how to stop you, like
Correct.
or if I should, you know. And it's so funny because as a species.
Oh, there we
And
go.
as people who have grieved like repeatedly throughout like our lives, we still don't know what the fuck to do.
Correct.
Yes.
And it's like, how is that we don't know what to do with something that we should know?
Well, and I think the crux of this whole film is that Will is not, he's avoided his grief.
Yeah.
100%. And when he goes to this house, which for the record is surprising he does in the first place.
Yeah.
Right.
Like-
Like, what got him there?
It's an invitation from his ex-wife. He's bringing his current girlfriend. Like, there's just so many things that I like just up front. I'm like,
Red flag,
I would
red
never,
flag,
I
red
would
flag.
never do
Yep.
it in a million years. And then he comes into the house, and you can tell that at first he's just trying to play it cool.
Yep.
You know, he's trying to interact and just, you know, experience what it is to experience. But then it's just slowly but surely things are really chipping away. He needs to just like walk around. And what I like is that everyone lets him do that.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so in any case, and that's what adds to the paranoia, and that's what everyone goes to minimize when he's like, something ain't smelling right here,
Yep.
guys.
Yeah.
So
And the fact that like you get glimpses of what their past is in this house from him over the course of the
Oh, yeah.
film, but we're not stopping to recreate that moment. We're not having a whole like what exactly
yes.
happened or
It's very
how each
fragmented, yeah.
parent would blame themselves or each
Yeah.
other. But
Here's
you
the
know
exposition
that's
of the whole
right?
backstory.
Yeah,
Let's go
exactly.
over every little detail. Like
So that-
That's
Yeah.
not there. And
Yeah.
that, because I mean, it's all the trauma that you could possibly have in life. The worst thing I could possibly imagine is the death of a child. It is terrifying to think of anybody having to go through that. And so the fact that we just kind of dance around it almost,
Yep.
and the moments that we do get where we see this young boy that has passed away are beautifully done. Especially the part where he goes into his bedroom. And, and just the shift from the past to the present and what's in his head, the imagination of just, I'm going to be with my son. And that to me, you get the pain of that. I think when we have to explain it all, the pain is lost. I
Yeah,
think.
yeah.
And so I think it's so well done. And again, it speaks to the tone of the film.
Well, of course, the other half of this movie is Eden. And,
Yes.
you know, she's avoiding her grief, ultimately. I feel like, I mean, she says that she's trying to work through it, but I feel like she really is ultimately avoiding it. And the
Yeah.
way she's avoided it is to just kind of be this. She's not happy. I would say from the beginning, she's not happy. So
Correct.
it's a complete.
Hence why she lashes out and slaps that guy when he
Exactly.
mouths off like an idiot.
and just has like almost this vacancy almost. So she's avoiding as much as Will is, just in a completely different and ultimately more destructive way. So I think we all have to deal with our grief differently, but we also avoid our grief differently.
Right. And then you're interacting with other people who are grieving, and everybody grieves differently. And
Because
you
everyone
get
in
the,
that house that, you know, was
Right.
part of their lives before it happened, of course are all affected by it because
Right.
they witnessed it.
right.
And I'm sure there was a thankfulness it wasn't my kid that it happened to a certain point.
Right. Well, and maybe they're the first ones in the group to have, because sometimes that's spread out.
Seemed like it,
Yeah.
And when it comes to her, especially you see the flashback where she's just lost so much that it looks like she's trying to cut her.
She is.
Yeah.
She 100% is.
Yeah. There are people who grieve so violently that like everybody else isn't allowed to. Because we have to take care of that person. And it's not like they decide to do this. Everybody, you don't know how things are going to hit you until they do.
Yeah.
And that's the only reason I could think of him going to this party is he's used to taking care of her. And then when she disappeared, then it's like, we just need to make sure she's okay. Because then we can move on.
Well, yeah, because
maybe
he checks her wrist.
And and he goes in and he looks at the like what she takes.
Yeah.
He wants to see that. And here I think maybe she's never actually left that place. Like she's perfectly happy to kill herself because this is how she gets back to her kid.
Yeah.
She is just waiting. And I think he has a line where he says, every moment after is just, we're waiting. We're waiting to be back with our kid.
It's where Will says that to Kira when Kira's trying to be there for him. And it's obvious that he's outwardly talking about it really for the first time. And it's ultimately like, I just am waiting for it all to be over. And it's like, how does Kira, the girlfriend, process that? What do you even say?
Right.
And I think that she does her best, of course, but it's ultimately like, this is a lot of shit to kind of chew on. So I'm going to just step away for a little bit and let, maybe I can come back.
In addition to like the whole mass murder that happens, which in itself so creepy because for most of the people in the room, this is maybe an uncomfortable dinner party, but who hasn't been to an uncomfortable dinner party? And so when the violence starts to happen, it is so out of the blue. It is so just like numbing at first. It's hard for everybody to take in where we might be as the audience, we're prepared for it. But I think it was extra level creepy scary because of how it was just, this is just friends. And then all of a sudden we're going to kill them.
Well, and I feel like there are so many moments while watching it, I feel like I personally would have left. But what
you would have tried to leave.
Yeah, you would have been cleared.
I would have, right. But I mean, the reason why I feel like everybody else stays is because of that dynamic. So it's like that's kind of what keeps them all from
And
not
really
wanting
expensive
to,
wine.
right.
Which I also like the play on the wine because it's like we make such a big deal out of this, but then it's very smart of them because, well, if everybody's so used to drinking the wine, first of all, it's going to lower inhibitions. Second of all, anything else we give you to drink, you're just going to drink because you are fine with the first round.
Would you guys, legitimately, would you have left at some point? I don't know if I would have. I mean, yes, there's a lot of interesting, weird things, but I don't know if I would have had the same gumption as Claire. Just say, you know what, I gotta go.
I mean,
or maybe not in a visible way. Maybe I just would have snuck out, like maybe when
Irish goodbye.
yes,
ghosted.
that would have been,
or just would
me,
have like
for sure.
shook,
If I could.
shook hands with Eden and say, hey, I'm sorry, I got a text from my daughter's not feeling well. I gotta go. Like that's probably where the way I would.
It's okay.
Done it,
Pruitt's
if
going to see you
anything.
out.
Right. But I have wondered. It's like, would I have left? I don't know if I would have.
I would have. I'm pretty
What
sure.
what would be the first thing to get you out the door? The cult?
The video.
The video for sure.
That's another thing that's got me. I get how when you have something, they're like, oh my God, this got me through it. Here, take this. This helped me. And people are like, thank you, but no thank you. Everybody handles it differently, but that like, I have this thing that will help. And I'm trying to pass it. Like, that's what I got. I mean, yeah, there's total creepy lace around. But I get, like, especially with Eden, it seemed like I have something that can help us.
Yes.
Is the kind of feel that I got to. I'm sorry. I know there's something
there's
you've got.
still the love
What do you want to say?
Now that I'm processing a bit more like each of the events, I wonder if I was sitting in a room with somebody that basically admitted to killing their wife, maybe that would have been the straw that broke the camel's back for me. It's like, oh, there's a convicted murderer in this house.
Yeah,
I probably
though, I mean, like, I will state again, he does such an amazing job of establishing, look, I went to jail. Like, I did my time for this. That, like, this was an accident, but, like, I have moved past this. That, like, being a convicted murderer is one thing if, like, sure, you did something, you lashed out and somebody died. It's a different thing if it was a premeditated. Like, if he went, I was waiting for my wife to get home and I had the gun and I killed her. Like, then I'd be like, bye, Felicia. Like, that's the, like, sorry, we're not going to be in the same room together. This is like,
But also, like, here's somebody who's crossed a line, and then you're like, well, if you're comfortable now because you've crossed it, and I mean, obviously, we all think Claire was done in.
Yeah.
But,
for sure.
Right? Well, we get to choose. I
Right.
mean, maybe she did just go home.
so we got to choose your own adventure,
There's
and
no
like we just don't know what page she landed on.
guys, she's dead.
She's dead.
Let it go.
She's dead.
Yeah, it's fair. The other one that still got me, and Matt, you and I had kind of discussed this also before we got there, was Sadie. Sadie is the one who you think is the first one to die because she has a similar experience to Pruitt's wife and hits her head. And then she ends up chasing both Will and Kira into like a separate
She was
room.
really
and she's
effective.
nuts.
Yeah, crazy.
They aren't psychopaths who take glee out of killing people. These are just regular people that got sold this really creepy thing because they were very vulnerable.
Yes.
Because
desperate.
they were desperate.
Yeah.
Yes. And how, like, that's the thing about this kind of behavior where you can't comprehend how do you believe this? How can you go there? And how scary that is. But at the same time, it's like we're all capable on the wrong day, in the wrong, everybody's capable of going to a place that doesn't make any sense.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm.
Especially in
thought.
grief.
Yep.
Yes. Because it is maddening.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Grief makes you do all sorts of stuff.
Mm-hmm. So, yeah.
Yeah.
But it was a great recommendation. Thank you.
Yes.
We really,
it makes
we really
my
enjoyed
heart
it.
happy that you guys enjoyed it so much.
We greatly appreciate all of our listeners for choosing this podcast, supporting independent films and the Blue Whiskey Independent Film Festival. I'm Jonathan C. Leggett, and thank you for imbibing with us. Cheers.
Ooh.
That was
That
a
was
great
well.
one.
That was a good one.
That was sexy.